London Mines and Money 2018, ladies and gentlemen, the last day, the fourth day, and with me now is Strongbow Exploration. Richard Williams, the CEO, who wants to give us an update on his lovely project in Cornwall, actually here in England. And yeah, they are reactivating an old tin mine. Welcome, good morning.
Morning, Jochen, how are you?
Perfect, hope you too. And I think we had good 4 days here in London, right, so far?
It's been a very good conference. Yeah. We've enjoyed it, and I think we'll come back next year.
Super, so did we. Yeah? We had over 25 interviews. It's perfect. So we met the last time PDAC in the offices of Cisco, I think it was, in Toronto.
That's correct, yes, in March.
And we did an interview there. So 8 months are over. Yeah. What happened?
Well, we've been very busy on the project preparing for the dewatering of the mine. Mm-hmm. We've conducted all of the groundworks, preparation of the base for the water treatment plant. We've ordered the long lead time items like the pumps, the pipes, the variable speed drives to drive the pumps. They're already on site. Yeah. So the next step for us now is to commence construction of the water treatment plant and commence dewatering the mine next year.
Fantastic. And it sounds to me like that you have the money also in place to
no,
do
the next step for us is the AIM listing, which we're pursuing at the moment. And part of that will be a funding to fund us through to project financing over the next 2 years.
Yeah, I would say an AIM listing is very logical because you are in Cornwall. In German, we would say Rosamunde Pilcher country. With all those lovely TV series. But yeah, you have an old mine there, of course, which you want to re-bring in production, right?
That's correct. You know, once we've started this project, Cornwall historically is a big mining district in the UK. I think there's something like 2,000 documented mines in the county. And the jewel in the crown in our mines is the South Crofty mine. Yeah. So what we've put together is a project that is a consolidation of 26 former mines in the town of Cambone and Poole in Cornwall. And within that area, it's hard to imagine, but there's something like 1,200 shafts, 600 miles of underground tunnels. Wow. And it's a vast mineral deposit, initially mined for copper in the top 300 to 400 meters. And then it transitions from copper into tin at depth. So we are focusing on the deeper tin mineralization. And of course, tin is very important in the modern world, in the high-tech industry. It's the glue that holds everything together.
Absolutely. And do you have, aside of the tin, also some byproducts?
There's potential for copper mineralization in the resource that we've published. Part of it in the what we call the upper mine has a copper component and a zinc component as well.
Okay. What is tin selling these days per ton? What is the price?
Good question. In the last 2 years, tin has gone from around $13,000 a ton up to $19,000 to $22,000 a ton. The average grade of our resource is around 1.8% tin. So every ton of ore that we extract would be valued at around $300 to $350 a ton at today's prices.
Super. That leads me directly to my next question. What is the cost all in?
So we published a PEA in 2017, and it's an underground mine. We'll be looking at producing 1,000 tons per day. On an annual basis, that would equate to a production of 4,500 tons of tin metal. The production cost, mining, processing, G&A, we estimate to be in the $100 to $110 per ton. And the rock value is in excess of 300, so there's a very good margin there.
It's a very healthy margin, I would say. Yeah, so just even if tin goes, let's say 20-30% down, you are still in very good shape.
Yeah, it's one of the highest grade tin resources in the world. It was a mine for almost 400 years. And you know, as I said, the resource at around 1.8% tin puts it in the same category as two other mines that are producing currently, one in Peru, one in Tasmania.
Fantastic. Are you still missing any permitting, or do you have to do more permitting process?
No, the mine closed down in 1998, and between 2001 and 2013, a previous company invested about £30 million, and part of that process was to apply for planning permission to build a new process plant. That was issued in 2011. They applied for a new mining permit, which was granted in 2013. So when we arrived at the project, the permit we required was the environmental clearance to dewater the mine, which is now flooded. And we were successful in getting that permit issued in October last year, so now the project's fully permitted.
It's fully permitted, so nothing is missing. Wow, fantastic. How much money do you still have to raise to go in production, and what will be, let's say, the path into production time-wise?
So the PEA that we published has a pre-production capital cost of around $118 million US, including included within that is the cost to dewater the mine. So over the next 2 years, once we've completed the dewatering, we expect the capital cost then in 2 years' time to be around 90 million US. Production time looking at 3.5 to 4 years from now.
Okay, well, that's okay. Perfect, perfect. Yeah. And as far as I understand it, you said it already, tin is the glue for all, let's say, electric applications, I would call it. Yeah. That's also, I think, used in electric cars then, right? So, yeah,
in the transformational event for tin as a commodity was in 2001 when the EU passed legislation sort of limiting the amount of lead you could use in solder, and so the only suitable alternative was tin. So the amount of tin consumed went from 200,000 tons a year to 350,000 tons a year, and half of the tin consumed today goes into solder. So anything with an electrical connection requires tin. So it's used in a broad range of high-tech applications, from computing, robotics, electric vehicles,
TVs probably also. Yeah, but also electric vehicles, of course.
And then there's a lot of research currently ongoing into the use of tin in different types of batteries. So, for example, in lithium-ion batteries, tin is found to stabilize the battery, prolong its life, more rechargeability. So there's a lot of unique characteristics about tin which are being found out now.
Yeah, but that would mean also with the electric vehicles going higher and higher in the growth, meaning more and more cars sold, it's good for your demand, right?
Exactly. Electric vehicles, phones, iPads, computers, the touch screens on iPads is made from a compound called indium tin oxide. So, you know, it has a very broad range of uses.
Okay, fantastic. What are, let's say, the two major catalysts for next year you want to achieve, or which might happen?
Well, I think the AIM listing is going to be very important. We've got a vast investment community in the UK that I think would support this project. There's not many projects in the UK that look like they could become mines over the next 5 years. I think there's about 4 or 5, including South Crofty. And we've seen with other companies like Sirius Resources in Yorkshire, huge support from the investment community to see that mine go into production. And I expect the same thing in Cornwall. We've obviously engaged the local community to make sure that they...
So you have no opposition, right?
Very supportive. You know, Cornwall, as I said, it's got a long history of mining and very strong support to see the mine back into production.
Fantastic, great. Last question, what is cash in the bank? Because I think that was one of the most discussed themes here during the show, honestly, when it came to, let's say, development or even exploration.
Currently, cash in the bank is around $1.5–2 million. We've also benefited recently from a shareholding we have in a company called Westhaven Ventures. Westhaven is another company formed by our chairman, Gren Thomas. They've made a very significant gold discovery in British Columbia, and so those shares have gone from being an illiquid 10-cent share to a liquid $1 share, so that we have
that helped you.
Around 3 million shares there.
Okay, and you have not sold yet?
We've sold a little bit, but we've got we still hold most of them. It's very early in the discovery phase, but very good widths and very good grades.
Fantastic. So that's another source of liquidity for the future. So you're fine for 2019.
Yes.
And with the AIM listing, you will raise
we will be looking to raise money on the AIM listing because we want UK investors to participate in the company. Well,
sounds very healthy plan, I would say. All the best for that 2019.
Appreciate it.
And I would say we see us latest at PDAC.
Okay, very good. Thanks, Jürgen.
Thank you very much, Richard. Thank you.
Good.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Thank you.
To you.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Richard Williams, the CEO of Strongbow Exploration. And you heard it, the progress is fantastic they are doing, and dewatering is moving onwards. They have also already ordered some long lead item parts. And enough cash in the bank for 2019. That's always important in those markets. And tin is one of the future battery metals, or future electric metals, I would call it. And it's still in strong and high demand. So prices went up significantly. The guys are doing a great job, and hopefully they will be in approximately 4 years around in production. So check out the company. Thanks for watching us. Bye-bye from London.